Learning Objective 3 is going to have us tell how many solutions are in a system. They're not going to necessarily ask for what it is, but tell it. Now, I want you to look at this first graph here. Hopefully you can see from what we've done so far, this has one answer because it's where they intersect. The second graph doesn't intersect anywhere, so this one doesn't have any answers. And the third graph intersects in many, many points, so there are many different answers. So here we have many, here we have none, here we have one. That is how you can visually tell how many solutions there are. So let's do this problem and answer the question. There's 6 choices. Will these two lines cross at one of these 4 ordered pairs, or will it be that there's no solution and they don't cross, or many solutions and they cross and fall on the exact same line? Well, let's solve it. I'm going to take the second equation here, which is negative x plus y equals 3, and solve it for y. I just need to add x to both sides. So that leaves me with y equals, I'll do that x first, and then there's no negative sign here, so this is plus 3. From that, I can see that the slope is the number 1. As a fraction, it's 1 over 1. Y-intercept is 3. So graph your y-intercept of 3. From there, move up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, and so forth, and connect your dots on that. Okay, now I'm going to go to the first equation and solve this one for y. To get x by itself, or y by itself, so let's subtract the negative 4x. So I'm left with 5y equals, this time I'm just going to actually write negative 3 minus 4x to show you it doesn't matter which order you put it in. Wrap it up by dividing by 5 on each piece. So here we have y equals negative 3/5 minus 4x over 5. From this, I can get that the slope is the number in front of the x. The slope is negative 4/5. The y-intercept is the number by itself, which is negative 3/5. If you're not sure what number negative 3/5 is in your calculator, type negative 3, the division sign of 5. You're going to get that it's equal to negative 0.6. So let's plot the y-intercept of negative 0.6, so between 0 and negative 1 down here. From there, I'm going to move the slope of down 4, right 5. And if you connect these two dots, you'll get this line, and you're going to see that they cross at approximately, it looks like, negative 2, negative 1. So there is at least one answer. In this case, it's going to be negative 2, negative 1. If they didn't cross, there'd be no solutions. If they were laid right on top of each other, there'd be many. Now let's graph these and see just how many solutions there are. Let's just do letter A here. I'm going to take this equation and solve it for y. So I'm going to subtract 2x right up front. And then divide by a negative 1 to get rid of that. So I'm going to get y equals 2x minus 1. So I'll graph that. And then let's solve the second equation here. I'm going to add 4x to both sides. Divide by 2. So I'm going to get y equals 2x minus 1. So we have this one. Now if I were to graph these two equations, because I'm not even going to go there and do that, notice this. They're the exact same line. If they're the same line and I graph them, folks, what's going to happen is it's going to be something like this line, and when I graph the other one, it's going to be right on top of it. So this one here is going to have many solutions. Okay, let's look at letter B. I'm going to take the second equation and solve for y, get x by itself, or subtract x. So now we have 2y equals 1 minus x, and then divide by 2. So I have y equals 1/2 minus, I'm going to put a 1 by that x over 2. solve this first equation, I'm going to subtract x from both sides first, and then divide by 2. If you do that, I'm going to get y equals 2 minus 1x over 2. If you graph these two lines, here's what I'm noticing about both of them. For the blue one written here, the slope is the number negative 1/2. Y-intercept is 2. For this one in the black, the slope is negative 1/2. Y-intercept is 1/2. When you graph them, here's what's going to happen. If the y-intercept is 2, we're going to be right here. And if we, from there, if we move the slope down 1 to the right 2, we'll get this line. Okay? Now if we sketch this one, the y-intercept is 1/2. From there, I'm going to move down 1, right 2. If you do this, you're going to notice the two lines are parallel. And for this one, there are no solutions whatsoever because they never cross.